This is a topic of disagreement and controversy across a lot of people that are in business, marketing online, is which is more important, mindset or action? Many people argue that you don't need a good mindset, you just need the right strategy for action to get results. And while that is true, there are some people that are extremely successful with terrible mindset, have never worked through that. If you're somebody that is constantly hitting a brick wall with taking action, mindset is usually going to be the thing that's going to help move you into a place of action. And so strategically, if you're somebody that is struggling to even take action, mindset is so important. The people that are not struggling to take action, they have different mindset issues, or maybe they've never dealt with those the same way that you do. And so what happens is that if you can take action, disciplined, strategically, consistently, over time, you're going to get successful results no matter what. It's important, but what's equally as important is the right mindset to even get you to start to take the next step, the first step. If you cannot take the first step, you cannot take action. And we have to look at, why can I not take the first step? And there's a lot of reasons that people think this is. If you don't believe that you're good enough, if you don't believe in yourself, if you're insecure about what you can do, if you believe that people are going to judge you in a certain way, if you believe that if I take action, bad things are going to happen, if it's not perfect, those are mindset related issues that are keeping you stuck in a framework of stagnance and no action. And so why is mindset equally as important as action? Because it helps fluidly, it's my microphone here, helps fluidly move along the needle. It oils up your action. Listen, if you're constantly striving through every little step along the way towards your goals, the best strategy is going to take years and months, and you're going to lose out on what's possible for you. We're just a small, tiny tweak to the perspective, the belief systems, the mindset of success to get you into a place of staying disciplined, staying consistent, staying focused, being somebody that can take 5 minutes out of your day to write things down intentionally instead of making excuses why you just can't because everything going on around you is an emergency. That's tied to belief system and mindset. And so we have to get in the right mental state to lead and to grow and to take strategic, massive action in our businesses. Now, how do we do this? We can get help. There's books, personal development books. You can have a coach and a mentor help you with this type of stuff. You can talk about these things. Many times we're taught that it's not okay to admit that we're having a problem, and so we have to look like we're perfect to everybody around us and not appear like we don't have it all together. This, again, another mindset issue. This belief that how I look is what determines my success is what is broken. And so when you come to grips with the truth that, you know what, I've hit a plateau, I've hit a breaking point, I've hit a sticking point where I can't move forward at this point, I've tried everything. And many times people go years and years and years and years before ever realizing that fact. Then they come to grips with, okay, how am I thinking? What are the frameworks? What are the fears? What are the beliefs? Why do I need to be so much in control all the time that I refuse to do any action until I know for certain what the outcome is? And then what this does is it creates a framework in our life, this mindset, of never taking courageous action. If you can't take action because you're afraid to, or maybe you're not afraid, you just don't know what the action is, but you're afraid to ask for help. Or maybe you're not afraid to ask for help, but the people that you have asked for help of have made you feel like an inconvenience. You'll be worried and not sure who to ask, what to ask, and constantly in this loop, it's a glitch that goes on in our mindset that keeps us from ever doing the very simple action of what it takes to move the needle forward. And so if we can just calm down just a little bit. explore what are those areas that I need to grow in. How am I thinking about success? How am I thinking about my goals? How am I thinking about the meaning of success or failure in my life? Do I allow the opinions of other people to get stuck in my head where I'm catastrophizing and ruminating over the words people say constantly? If you do this, this is going to get you stuck in a loop of trying to solve problems that were never your responsibility to solve in the first place. And this keeps us, our energy is so focused towards fixing these issues instead of just taking action. And so it's not figuring out the issue. It's not figuring out the mindset. It's not working through what it is. That's actually the part of it that's broken, is that we have to figure out everything before we take action and move forward. I was somebody that has done this for a long time, where I sit around and don't take action until I can figure out why something's not working. As soon as I just reversed that a little bit and I said, you know what? It's okay if I don't figure that out. As long as I focus on what I know I need to do and I start thinking about and declaring, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. This is what I need to do to get results. This is what I'm going to focus on. We start declaring out of our mouth and in our mindset where we're going, the direction we're going. We keep our eyes fixed on the front vision. We stop vocalizing negativity so much. Here's a big tweak for you right now. Stop saying negative words out of your mouth constantly. Stop saying things about how it's not going to work out, how things never work out, how things didn't work out in the past and they're not going to work out again. When you stop vocalizing these things and you start saying, you know what? If it doesn't work out, it's going to be totally fine. And even saying that right now might make you feel like, well, no, it's not fine if it doesn't work out. That's the mindset. When we get into the place where it is okay and we detach from only the perfect outcome that I want to control in my life is only acceptable, and we become okay with doing action uncertainly, putting one foot in front of the other with no guarantee of success, but we trust the process, even when we're not seeing results. We don't need a sale. We don't need the success to happen to validate that we're good or worthy of success. Again, this is all connected to mindset. When you come to the place where you don't need any outside environmental factors to validate that you're good enough, successful, or worthy to be successful, and you can take massive action because you want to, not because somebody said that you need to, or because all the perfect scenarios have happened, but because you're somebody that knows where they're going, has a vision for their life, can control their thoughts, can control their mouth, can control the actions and movements of their hands and feet to execute on a plan, then you can be successful. But if your mindset is working directly against you from doing that, working directly against you, keeping you from ever taking that first step, mindset is going to be the thing that needs to be worked on. Because you'll keep spinning in a loop trying to find the next strategy, trying to find the next action, the next thing that will finally get you to that place, the next thing that didn't get me there last time, because we believe that it's something else other than what's between our two ears. We believe that it's something else other than what we're experiencing right now. And that to be like them, I have to look like them. And I don't need to deal with what's going on inside. When you're disconnected from even putting into action what you know you need to do, when we're disconnected from taking loving action in our lives, having self-care, accepting ourselves, even if things don't go perfectly, when we're disconnected from that, it becomes very hard to take any action whatsoever. And so action will actually never start until that mindset happens. Now, action is important. You're literally not going to be successful without taking any action. But if you take the wrong actions, it's just as bad as taking no action. We know this. And this is usually the mindset, well, then I don't want to take the wrong action. It's okay to take the wrong action if you look at it as a lesson and a blessing of what you're going to learn along the way. You give yourself grace to make mistakes, and you give yourself the ability to put one foot in front of the other and to stay consistent towards your goals. No matter what happens, no matter how it pans out, it's okay. Because it's going to move the needle forward. I can learn the lessons that this experience has taught me, and I can keep putting one foot in front of the other. And so if you're somebody that's looking for the next strategy, the next way to make more money in a business, the next system that's going to unlock the tools and techniques for you, I'm here to say that until we deal with some of the mindset issues that are holding us back and allow that information to get in and actually turn into action, the next strategy is not going to help you. It's just going to make you feel like you're doing all the right things. You're going to feel like you learned all the right stuff, but ultimately you're just filling yourself up with more useless information. It's useless unless we can take action. So if that's you, if you're somebody that is struggling with how you think about taking action and you're wondering, what is the next step for me? Maybe you are somebody that thinks that it is another strategy. Try this possibility that maybe it's not. Maybe you do have all the strategies right now inside of you. You intuitively know what you need to do. But how you've been looking at it may not be in a way that will allow you to take action because of the fear of what an imperfect action might be. When we can do this, when we can explore this, and we can move past this, we can take imperfect action and produce the exact results that we were always meant to produce and be successful. And that's how you grow a business. That's how you build a business. You take action. But if your mindset is keeping you from ever taking a single action, that's where we need to look. Our actions start at, why am I so stuck? What am I doing that is keeping me stuck in that place? Now, again, this can be argued, well, yeah, you could be so stuck on trying to figure that out. And this is where a lot of people are. They're stuck trying to figure this out. It's usually very simple, one or two things. And when you find those, when you work with a coach, when you work with somebody that can help identify them with you, when you can find maybe a friend to talk to, start asking people, what is something that I do all the time that is keeping me stuck in this pattern? And usually people can help you if there's somebody that you trust. Find somebody that you can trust, not just anybody. If you can find somebody that has been along the path that you've been on, they can point out roadblocks along the way to help you be successful. They can point out things to help you so that you don't make the same mistakes they did along the way and can start to accelerate yourself from where you are to where you want to be. Okay? So I did a podcast episode this week. It's called Making the Habit of Taking Courageous Action, and I break this down more in depth for you. I'm going to put the link on the post here. You can go through it. I think it's really going to help you move past this area. And I know some of you, you've seen my podcast and you've not ever listened to a single episode of it yet. I would encourage you, check this one out first. It's really going to help a lot of people, especially if you've gotten to this point in this video, to start to move the needle forward, to start to fluidly create the ability to allow you to flow and start to take courageous action. Listen, courageous action doesn't mean just falling on a grenade in a war field. That's extremely courageous. Absolutely. But for you, your courageous action doesn't need to be discredited if it's simply just doing a Facebook Live, if it's simply just posting on social media. I heard that from a Navy SEAL, by the way. He said that. That was the words of a U.S. Navy SEAL. He said that other people's courageous action is not going to be the same as mine. Mine was going overseas and could be falling on a grenade for somebody, and I'll still do that. Theirs might be just getting out of bed in the morning. And so don't discredit what your courageous action is by comparing to somebody else's. When we can work through that, when we can start to take ownership over the choices, the mindset, and then start to move the needle forward and take courageous action, things start to fall into place for us like we never thought were possible. So grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.